Okay, I'm going to replace the battery in this Honda 599. It's a 2006. I think it has the original battery in it, and it's dying. It won't hold a charge. Even after a couple of weeks, I can put it on the charger, and after a couple of days, it won't start the bike. So I've had good luck with replacing these with the lithium batteries. I've got one in my Tuono. I had one in my old 919 as well. And so I picked up this one. This is an 8-cell ballistics. Of course, Shirai and a couple of other makers make these lithium batteries. This one's only about a pound and a half, I think. And it should fit in there pretty easily. They come pre-charged, which is great. I can just put it in the bike and it should crank up great. Just to show you real quick, I've still got this one installed. Let me see if I've got any juice on this battery. A little bit of light on the headlight. It's already neutral. Yeah, so that's a dead battery. Put that in there. So really easy to install. You pretty much have to take the seat off, which is you got to use the key in the back to pop the seat off. That's why the key was back there. You'll take this bolt out of this location to take the side cover off, and then you get access to the battery. Pull this rubber strap loose. You need an 8mm socket, or wrench actually. Probably can't get a socket in there. You'll probably have to take off the negative terminal first, and then slide the battery back to take off the positive. So I'll do that real quick, and then I'm going to check the fitment of the other battery. I'm not sure if I need to lay it sideways because I think it's a little bit longer. So I'll check that before I continue. Okay, I've got the old battery out. One little tip, at least for this bike, this little plastic piece here does flex a bit, and it makes it easier to get the battery around these hoses. So you can flex it a little bit to kind of pull the battery side to pull it out. The new battery, of course, is a lot smaller, so you can see I've got quite a bit of gap in between there. So I've got play this way, and as I break the battery, I could also put it this way, and again, I've still got a little bit of play. That might be the better way to put it, but I'm not so sure, if my cables will line up right. So I'll probably end up putting it in that way. What I'm going to do, though, is this battery comes shipped in the box it comes in, and I don't know about the other brands, but of course this is the ballistic brand. But it comes in that little foam insert. So I grab my box knife here, and I'm just going to cut a piece of this to fit as a spacer inside of there, so I can set this so it doesn't move around a lot. So I'm just going to cut this up a little bit and see how much I end up using. Okay, I've got a foam spacer cut out here. I need it about a 1/2 inch thick, and I just cut it out of one of the corners here, and of course trimmed it down a little bit. Easy stuff to cut, by the way. It doesn't really make too much of a mess, and it's almost like they knew you were going to have to do this anyways. So I'm going to throw this on the inside here, kind of back in the corner. It's a lot easier to put it on the inside because I don't have to. I can put that in first and then put the battery in later. Positive terminal on this is on this side, so these terminals are going to end up being on the inside, a little bit different from the other battery. So we'll stuff that in there, and of course this battery, the new one, is the same length from side to side as the other battery. I don't know if you can see, but that's where that other battery ends in that bay. They're the same length, so I'm okay with it sticking out as far as it looks like it is because it's actually sticking out the same distance as the other battery. So the rubber strap, of course, will hook back there and right here. So nothing there is changing. If anything, we're losing a little bit of height. So I've fixed the spacing issue for the side, and then what I'll also do is I think it'll probably be okay to put the foam in on top. If I want to, I guess I could support it a little bit because again, these have a little plastic shield around the terminals. So once those are on there and they're flush, it's not going to make a difference, so I can put a little more foam into there. So I'm going to cut another piece of this, probably off of this one here, and put underneath there. Okay, I've got the bottom piece of foam cut out. It's about 3/4 of an inch, maybe even an inch thick, so thicker than the side one. And I put it down in there. Another note on this too, if you go with this branded battery, there's a slick side to the foam, and then there's a side where you cut this more rough. The slick side makes it easy to slide that battery in there. I turn that one around and it works a lot better. So you can see there I have just a little bit of clearance up top, but once I get the rubber strap on there, that'll hold it in pretty good. And it's just sitting on that piece of foam at the bottom. One other problem I'm going to have with this one though is this terminal is flat on this one, but on the old battery, for whatever reason, they turned this one, this terminal, I mean, not on the battery I should say, but on the actual cable. This one was mounted sideways like this, and then they've got the cover that covers over the top of it. So on this battery, I have to turn it on the top like this, and it does have let me get a better position here. It does have clearance. You can see there. It does have clearance to go on top of that, but this little cover is not going to twist the right way, so I might either have to cut that all the way off, or I don't know if I can twist that back around. So I've got to find some way to get that back on correctly. But anyways, this one will go on the top and then route across the top of the battery, and this one of course will come in towards the back. So I'll figure some way to get that in there, and we'll get some video of it installed, and we'll start the bike up. Okay, I've got the battery cables installed on the battery. Of course, did have to cut a little bit out of this cover to make room for that kind of that barrier there, plastic piece on the battery terminal. It does go down all the way and sits flush. It's just not square, but as long as it goes in, I'm okay. And then on the negative terminal on that cable, I had to bend out one of those tines, or those that little tab on the side, because the cable was not wide enough to fit over the top of the terminal. So other than that, it's already connected. Let me see if I can do this. It's just one hand here and slide that in there. Okay, so the battery's in, and it's secure. I don't even have the strap on it, but there's no play up and down. So just about exactly where I wanted it. It's fired up. Again, these batteries come pre-charged, so see if they're true to their word. Lights on, headlights a lot brighter than it was before. Better choke this, hasn't been started in a while. Wow. I'm going to leave that off choke. That started really fast. You notice how fast that turns over. Of course, this bike is carbureted, so I don't have a fuel pump, so you can't hear it prime or anything. Wow. It's never started that fast. Not even on this old battery. So, yeah. There's a ballistic 8-cell battery. I paid $140 for this on Amazon. It was actually the best price I could find, that everywhere else wanted to charge me shipping, and I had an Amazon Prime account, found one that was Prime eligible, and bought it, had it here in 2 days. So anyways, that's how you install it. I'll put the strap back on, and put the seat back on, and the side cover on. We'll be done. Alright, thanks for watching.